Yo, this is Q-Mastah from Dub-Stuy Records, New York City. So Dub-Stuy is it's a record label that I started about 5 years ago, and it started really from building a sound system. So the sound systems has really been kind of the core, the roots of the entire culture, right? Like not only just like music, but also kind of like the community, and pretty much like everything revolving around Jamaican music. Like a moment for me was like going to the UK and seeing some of the first sound systems, or having the kind of the first sound system experience. Going to see Abba Shanti play, the University of Dub, and I felt like it was like something like a very much of a spiritual moment for me, and that I had to build one essentially, and that was kind of like how everything started. Was kind of really this obsession with starting my sound system. And so in the process of building a sound system, that's when Dub-Stuy came along, right? Dub-Stuy was kind of like really the brand and kind of the overall umbrella for the project, and that's kind of really became a community. Well, I think reggae music is really like it's an entry point, right? For me, it's really like it's the sound that really kind of opens the door to sound system culture, right? And I think that's kind of like what I love about what we do, is that there's so many different like styles and different stories around sound system cultures kind of like throughout the last 50 years in different places, right? So you look at like UK dub, you look at like hip hop, you look at drum and bass, you look at dubstep, you look at like dancehall, rocksteady. All of these genres are all kind of connected. So for me, reggae is kind of like really like the like part of that family, and for me that was kind of really the entry point into like all these different styles. I think it's kind of one of those cultures and genres that like will never die, because the message and the sound itself, which is basically bass and drum, is universal basically. Like it transcends time and space, and that's why I think like today you listen to like some of those tracks that were made back in the 60s or 70s, they're as relevant as they are 40 years ago. So I think that's kind of that's like, for me, definitely reggae has a big place in everything that we do. So I like, well, the current trend I think with reggae music is that there is a lot of markets, right? And I think that I can see this trend kind of starting where there's a lot of like crews all over the world that building sound systems, developing local scenes, and really kind of seeing the same patterns of using sound system as kind of like a center point of like local community, right? So you go to Brazil, you go to Mexico, here in Asia, there's a lot of activists. And so I think it's a matter of time until kind of like those scenes developed and mature to the point where they can be kind of through global collaborations and really kind of putting more interesting music on the map. And I think that's kind of like, for me, that's where it's going in the next like 5-10 years, and this is definitely where we're going, as far as the label, what we started actually kind of doing with like some of our projects, and we kind of keeping on that trend. I mean, what I would like to see in the future is that every city in the world has a local sound system and has a local community that thrives through the sound system. So that's kind of the big dream.